Welcome back. October is National Audiology Awareness Month, and with me in the studio to talk about ways to prevent hearing loss is Dr. Jennifer Sowards. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for being here today. So I know you're with Florence Health Care, right?
Yes, Florence Hearing Health Care, yes.
Awesome. So talk a little bit about ways people can prevent the hearing loss. I know that the statistics are really big with adults.
Absolutely, yeah. There's some 38 million adults that have hearing loss that's untreated in the United States. So with audiology awareness, we're trying to let people be aware of some ways that they can prevent hearing loss. So the first step is wearing hearing protection. So now we have fall and people are doing their leaf blowers. We definitely want people to protect their hearing. And then the second step is for people to have a baseline hearing test. So many times people just don't realize that hearing loss is happening. So it's good to get that baseline test. And then the third step is once they do notice any type of hearing loss, that they treat it early, because it's much easier to treat early than before the brain gets used to not hearing like it's supposed to.
And what are some ways people can sort of help prevent, besides the ones you just listed? I mean, even babies that are young, you see some of them with those big headphones on at games and things like that. So starting that young, I assume, is the way to do it.
And you know, young children are so, you know, their ears are so sensitive, so it's very important. You see the kiddos at the end of the Super Bowl games and that sort of stuff with the big earmuffs. That's really important to protect hearing. And also the brain reorganizes with hearing loss. So what starts to happen is the brain gets used to that quiet world. And it can be harder to get used to hearing those sounds again. So that's why it's so important to prevent it and then treat it early. Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, it seems like those kids, they can start younger and prevent it at a great time.
Absolutely.
Now, what are some of the signs that people will start to see if they have loss of hearing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So oftentimes people don't realize it's happening, and it can be 7 to 10 years that it's slowly sneaking up before people say, oh, I have to do something. So oftentimes people feel like people are mumbling to them. So it's not that you don't hear, it's just not clear. So you may see people doing a lot of, you know, what did you say? What was that? So that's really one big sign. Turning up the TV volume or the radio. So if people are turning the TV up, that's a good time to say, oh, wait a second. And then the final one is ringing in the ear. So some people will hear ringing or hissing. So that's another sign that something may be going on with the inner ear.
It's not people talking about you. It's actually something going on, right? That's an old saying. Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. That was some great knowledge for us. Now, coming up.